Did you know an entire ship was once found drifting in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, with no crew on board, food still on the table, and not a single trace of a struggle? It felt like the crew just vanished into thin air, like poof, totally gone. It was so wild, right? You know what I mean. The ship was called the Mary Celeste, and to this day, she remains one of the greatest maritime mysteries in history. What happened to her crew? No one truly knows, but the story is far stranger than you might think. It was November 7th, 1872. The Mary Celeste, a 100-foot brigantine, departed from New York, bound for Genoa, Italy. On board were Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and a crew of 7 experienced sailors. They carried a cargo of over 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol, highly flammable, but perfectly legal. The weather was fair, the ship was sturdy, and Captain Briggs was known for his discipline and calm judgment. It was supposed to be just a chill, ordinary trip, you know, just a little getaway to unwind and have some fun. But somewhere between the Azores and the vast expanse of the Atlantic, everything went terribly wrong. On December 5th, 1872, nearly a month later, another ship, the Dei Gratia, spotted a vessel drifting silently about 400 miles east of the Azores. Her sails were all torn up, flapping wildly, and she was drifting everywhere. When the crew of the Dei Gratia shouted out, all they got back was silence. It was eerie, right? So they boarded her, and what they found froze them to the bone. The ship was the Mary Celeste. Everything appeared untouched. The cargo was intact. The crew's belongings were neatly stored, and the captain's log had been written just 10 days earlier. The galley still had some food left, and the coffee pot was half full, just waiting for someone to grab a cup. Even stranger, the lifeboat was missing, but there were no signs of violence, no struggle, and no blood. It honestly felt like everyone just hopped off the ship and vanished into the ocean. Like, where did they even go? From the moment she was found, the mystery of the Mary Celeste captured the world's imagination. How could a seasoned captain just ditch a perfectly good ship when the sea's calm? Theories began to swirl, each one more chilling than the last. Some believed the cargo of alcohol had leaked, filling the air with explosive fumes. Perhaps Captain Briggs ordered everyone into the lifeboat temporarily, fearing a sudden explosion. But then, maybe a sudden gust of wind or a snapped tow rope sent the lifeboat drifting away, leaving them stranded forever. Some folks even tossed around the idea of pirates. But honestly, nothing was really missing. A few whispered darker possibilities: mutiny, murder, or even madness. You know, it's all pretty wild. One sailor, reflecting years later, said, "The Mary Celeste was totally cursed from day one. No doubt about it. Was it a curse or something totally different? What do you think, huh?" The captain's final log entry was dated November 25th, 1872. It mentioned rough seas, but nothing particularly unusual. His final words were chillingly ordinary. At 8 a.m., saw land to the eastward. Then, silence. There were no further entries, no distress signal. It's as if the entire crew vanished just hours later, completely unaware that they had just signed their own death warrant. As the years passed, the stories about the Mary Celeste grew darker and more fantastical. Sailors said the ship was totally cursed, filled with eerie ghostly voices and phantom footsteps echoing all around. Some even said they saw her drifting again, long after she was officially destroyed, appearing on misty horizons like a floating tomb. You won't believe it. There were even wild reports of ghost ships appearing and disappearing in the fog. Others believed something far stranger had happened, that the Mary Celeste had slipped through a rift in time. a tear in the ocean where ships can disappear without a trace. Much like the planes that vanish over the Bermuda Triangle. Maybe the Mary Celeste was actually the first mystery ship ever, right? It's wild to think about how this ghost ship just floated around, leaving everyone puzzled. When the Dei Gratia brought the Mary Celeste to Gibraltar, the British authorities launched an official inquiry. They examined every single detail: the undisturbed cargo, the missing lifeboat, the untouched valuables. But you know what? The evidence just didn't add up at all. Even the ship's pumps were running like a charm. Everything looked great. No major water damage or engine issues to stress over. All systems are a go. In the end, the court declared it an act of God. No foul play, no clear reason, just an unsolvable mystery. The Mary Celeste was eventually sold, repainted, and set to sail again. But her new captains didn't last long. It's pretty crazy to think that every single one went through financial disaster, huge setbacks, or even death. Can you believe that? It's wild. By 1885, the ship was deliberately wrecked off the coast of Haiti in an insurance scam gone wrong. Some said the sea itself had rejected her. Captain Briggs's wife and daughter just vanished. And so did his 7 crew members. What happened to them? For months, their families held on tight, hoping for a message in a bottle, a letter, or honestly, just anything at all to bring them some peace. But none ever came. The ocean kept its secret. Briggs had been a devout, religious man, respected by everyone who knew him. Those who sailed alongside him always said he was as steady as a compass, guiding us right through every storm and wave. A guy like that just vanishing into thin air. It totally haunted sailors for ages, Even now, sailors speak his name in low tones, as if they fear the sea itself might be listening. The story of the Mary Celeste has been told and retold in books, movies, and even Sherlock Holmes mysteries, written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. But despite all the theories, from explosions to alien abductions, no one has ever truly explained what happened. The ship remains a powerful symbol of the unknown, proof that even in our modern world, the ocean hides stories darker and more profound than any fiction. Every year, maritime historians return to her final coordinates, hoping to find something new, some clue that was missed. But the Atlantic keeps its silence, and all that remains is a name carved into legend. The Mary Celeste still drifts through time, not on the waves, but in our collective imagination. A ship without a crew, a journey without an end. Some say the sea remembers every soul it takes. And when the wind howls across the vast Atlantic, you can almost hear them whisper, "Captain Briggs, where are you?" I really appreciate you joining me on this exciting journey into one of history's greatest mysteries. It's going to be a blast.